So radiant heating and radiant cooling for homes, they already use it for underfloor heating in bathrooms and stuff. I've seen that used around the States. But the logic behind it is that you run hot water or cold water through pipes, either in your ground or your wall or your ceiling. And then the pipes cool down or they heat up and then they radiate cold, well, not air, but they radiate.
They radiate heat,
Radiate heat.
or they absorb heat, so negative heating, let's call it in this way. Yeah, unfortunately, there is not a physical definition of radiant cooling. There is radiant heating, and it's like the way that you transmit heat through radiation. There is not a similar definition for radiant cooling, and the way that I describe it as a negative radiant heating. We determine radiant cooling, we describe a technology to use radiant heat to cool a building, basically.
So when you run cold water through those same pipes in summer, you're saying that those pipes basically absorb heat from the air?
So I have here, this is a panel that we typically install on the ceiling, and there will be cold water going through, there is a supply and then a return pipe. And so we will pump water into this serpentine. And so this is the radiant pipe, basically. And this pipe is connected to this metal aluminum plate, and those help to transfer the heat. So then this will be installed typically on the ceiling, and then you cover with drywall. And so this becomes like a radiator. So if you, let's do the sample of heating, which is more simple.
Understandable, yeah.
So you run hot water, this pipe will get warmer, and then the heat by conduction will transmit on the metal, and then all the metal will become warmer, and therefore also the layer of drywall that is on top. And so you are going to have like a surface on the ceiling that will be warm. So that surface, because there is a differential temperature between the ceiling and everything else in the room, there will be radiation. And the fact that it's on the ceiling is just a mental barrier that we have. Oh, heat goes up. Why do you do heating on the ceiling? We do in radiant, and so there is no air movement. It's not a convection system. So if you just think about the sun is up there. So, and it's still radiating. If you walk on a beach in the summer, it's pretty warm, right? So it's coming from the sun, from above, and it's just radiation. And same thing, you know, if you run cold water, then you will create a cold surface on the ceiling, and then through the ceiling, all the heat that is in the room, everything that has a temperature that is above the temperature of the ceiling, let's say we put the ceiling to 60, 55 degrees. So everything in the room, including our body, will radiate heat to the ceiling. And then this surface will absorb the heat, and the temperature in the water becomes a little bit warmer. And then this warmer water is pumped out of the house into the, typically it's on a chiller of a heat pump, and then is going to be cooled back and sent back to the panel. So it's extraction of heat